America, a nation built on immigration. Yet, in 2025 it grapples with a familiar demon mass deportation. Donald Trump, back in the Oval Office, has a plan. He wants to deport millions. The numbers are staggering. Think 11 million, maybe 15 million, a million a year. This isn't just about border security, it's about fundamentally changing the fabric of America. Trump calls it a national emergency. He claims it's necessary to protect America from what he calls criminal aliens, but critics see it differently. They see fear-mongering, they see families torn apart, they see a return to a dark chapter in American history. This is not just another policy debate, this is about people's lives, it's about the soul of a nation. And it's a debate that will define America for generations to come. Trump's plan hinges on a bold, and some say dubious, legal strategy. He's dusting off archaic laws like the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, a relic from a time of horse-drawn carriages, now aimed at deporting millions. He also wants to invoke the Insurrection Act, usually reserved for quelling rebellions, not rounding up immigrants. Legal experts are aghast. They argue these laws were never intended for this purpose. The ACLU and other groups are already lawyering up, preparing a tsunami of lawsuits. The already overburdened immigration courts, drowning under a backlog of 1.5 million asylum cases, are about to be swamped. Even if Trump manages to navigate the legal minefield, there's the question of morality. Can a nation built on immigration justify such a sweeping expulsion? The legal battle is just beginning, and its outcome will shape the future of American jurisprudence. Let's talk logistics. The sheer scale of deporting millions of people is mind-boggling. Because deporting millions isn't as simple as hailing a fleet of Ubers, it's a logistical nightmare that requires meticulous planning and coordination. This operation requires military precision, but instead of tanks and missiles it needs paperwork and processing centers, and lots of them. Imagine the bureaucratic machinery needed to process each individual case. Trump's plan involves a tangled web of agencies. Each agency has its own role, creating a complex network of responsibilities. The military, of course, because nothing says "Welcome to America" like a soldier holding a rifle. Their presence is meant to enforce and intimidate. Then there's Homeland Security investigations, diplomats tasked with sending people back to countries they may barely remember, and potentially even National Guard troops. Each group has a specific, often daunting task. It's a bureaucratic nightmare fueled by taxpayer dollars. The amount of paperwork alone is staggering, not to mention the financial burden. New detention centers, those concrete monuments to despair, will need to be built. These facilities will house individuals awaiting deportation, often in harsh conditions. Tens of thousands of new officers will need to be hired. These officers will be responsible for enforcing the deportation orders and managing the detention centers. Immigration courts will need judges, clerks, and enough gavels to start their own orchestra. The legal system will be overwhelmed with cases, each requiring careful consideration. The estimated cost? A cool $968 billion over a decade. This staggering figure covers the entire operation, from logistics to enforcement. That's billion, with a B. It's an astronomical amount of money that could be used for countless other purposes. Talk about making it rain. Except in this case, it's raining taxpayer dollars. The financial implications are enormous, affecting every taxpayer. Trump's deportation machine doesn't rely on legal arguments alone. It needs teeth, and those teeth come in the form of relentless, aggressive enforcement tactics. And those teeth come in the form of good old-fashioned, jackbooted enforcement. This isn't just about policy, it's about creating a climate of fear. Workplace raids are back on the menu, and they're more aggressive than ever. Picture this, you're just trying to earn a living, flipping burgers or coding the next big app, minding your own business, when suddenly, ICE agents storm in like they're raiding a cartel hideout. The chaos is immediate and overwhelming. Except instead of drugs, they're after your undocumented colleagues. People you see every day now being treated like criminals. Then there's the border wall, Trump's concrete monument to division. It's not just a wall, it's a symbol of exclusion. He's not just rebuilding it, he's expanding it. More miles of concrete and steel, more barriers to keep people out. Because if there's one thing America needs, it's more walls. Walls that stretch for miles, topped with barbed wire. And to patrol those walls, he's hiring 10,000 new Border Patrol agents, each one trained to be vigilant and unyielding, each one a testament to the booming job market for people who enjoy separating families. It's a grim reality. It's a multi-pronged approach designed to make life as difficult as possible for undocumented immigrants, creating an environment of constant stress and uncertainty, hoping they'll self-deport out of sheer exhaustion. The goal is to wear them down until they have no choice but to leave. Because nothing says land of the free like living in constant fear of being snatched from your home or workplace. It's a harsh reality for many. Section 5. Beyond deportation, reshaping the face of immigration. Deportation is just the tip of the iceberg. Trump's grand plan goes much deeper, aiming to fundamentally reshape the face of American immigration. He wants to end birthright citizenship, that pesky little constitutional right that says if you're born in America, you're American. Because who needs the 14th Amendment when you have executive orders, right? The travel ban, that old chestnut, is back too, bigger and badder than ever. Muslim-majority countries, banned. Countries Trump doesn't like the look of, banned. Countries he can't find on a map, probably banned too, just to be safe. And if you do manage to navigate this labyrinthine immigration system, get ready for ideological screenings. Are you pro-jihad? Do you like Trump's tweets? Have you ever eaten a taco on Cinco de Mayo without posting a picture on Instagram? These are the hard-hitting questions that will determine your fate. Section 6. The human cost, economic and social impacts. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the millions of elephants in the room, the human cost of mass deportation. This isn't just a policy issue, it's a human issue, affecting millions of lives in profound ways. Because behind the sterile statistics and policy debates are real people, with real lives and real families. These are individuals who have built their lives here, contributed to their communities, and dreamed of a better future. Economically, mass deportation is like shooting yourself in the foot, except with a much larger caliber weapon. The ripple effects will be felt across various sectors, leading to a cascade of economic challenges. Industries reliant on immigrant labor, from agriculture to construction to tech, will face crippling shortages. Grocery prices will skyrocket, and the cost of living will increase for everyone. The housing market will collapse, homes will be left vacant, neighborhoods will deteriorate, and the sense of community will erode. The American dream, that shining beacon on the hill, will start to look more like a flickering light bulb in a dingy basement. The promise of opportunity and prosperity will seem like a distant memory, but the real tragedy is the human cost. The emotional and psychological toll on families is immeasurable. Families torn apart, children separated from their parents, communities ripped at the seams. The social fabric of our nation will be irrevocably damaged. The psychological trauma, the fear, the uncertainty, these are the invisible scars that will linger long after the last deportation flight is taken off. The mental health impact on children and adults alike will be profound and long-lasting. America will be a colder, crueler place, its moral compass shattered. The values we hold dear, compassion, unity, and justice, will be put to the test, and the consequences will be felt for generations to come. Section 7. Echoes of the past, historical context and precedents. To understand the present, we must look to the past, and when it comes to mass deportation, America has been here before. The Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II, Operation Wetback in the 1950s. These are just a few examples of America's troubled history with xenophobia and mass expulsion. Each time it was sold as a necessary evil, a way to protect national security or preserve American values, and each time it left a lasting stain on the nation's soul. Trump's plan is not new. It's the same old song, sung with a new, more bombastic voice. But the tune remains the same: fear, division, and the scapegoating of vulnerable populations. History teaches us that these policies are not only morally reprehensible, but also ultimately self-defeating. Section 8. A Nation on Edge. The political battleground. Trump's deportation plan has ignited a firestorm of controversy, turning the American political landscape into a battleground of ideologies. Advocacy groups are up in arms, organizing protests, filing lawsuits, and mobilizing their supporters. They see Trump's plan for what it is: a blatant attack on immigrant communities and a betrayal of American values. On the other side of the aisle, Trump's supporters are cheering him on, praising his tough stance on immigration and his willingness to drain the swamp of Washington bureaucrats. They see him as a strong leader who is finally putting America first. The battle lines are drawn, the stakes are high. And the outcome of this fight will determine the direction of America for years to come. Section 9. Conclusion. An uncertain future. As the deportation machinery grinds into action, one thing is clear: America is at a crossroads. The path it chooses will have profound consequences for its people, its economy, and its place in the world. Will America embrace its history as a nation of immigrants, a beacon of hope and opportunity for people from all walks of life? Or will it succumb to fear and division, retreating behind walls and barbed wire? The answer lies not in the hands of politicians or pundits, but in the hearts and minds of ordinary Americans. The future is unwritten, but one thing is certain: the choices made today will resonate for generations to come.